Good afternoon, everybody. On the way here, I was across the street in the parking lot, and I was in the cornfield over by the JCC farm, trying to find shoeless Joe Jackson to come do the guests and introductions today. But his team was a little busy last night breaking my dreams. So instead, we have Mr. Brian Vickers for guests or for the pledge and the FourWay Test.
Those who are able, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now would you join me in the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Is it the truth?
Thanks, Brian. Now for guests and visitor introductions. Merrill, could you please do the honors?
Do we have guests?
If all the guests could stand with.
Hello, everyone. This is my new friend, and I've got to look, Stan. Stan was recommended to come to the club by our member Nelson Trujillo, and so we've gotten to know each other in the last half hour, and Stan's delightful. Look for him at more meetings.
With me today, I have Jared Reese. I often refer to him as my platonic life partner. We're very close friends from the first days of college, actually, so it's been many years now. Please welcome Jared.
Thanks, everybody. Good to meet you. Any other guests present? Then we'll see what we have on Zoom.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody on Zoom. It's wonderful to have you all here today with us. I think we have a couple of guests, and when I call on you, would you mind unmuting yourselves and introducing yourselves? If I could call on John Vandermeide.
Hello again. I'm a frequent guest. My daughter-in-law and son are now living in Boulder, and I want to learn more and more about Boulder. That's why I keep attending. I'm a member of Minneapolis City of Lakes Rotary Club.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for joining us today. And also, I'd like to welcome Dominica.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dominica. I'm a past president of the Rotary Club of Montego Bay. I love coming to your meetings. I've never been to Boulder. I'm learning a lot about Boulder and thoroughly enjoy your meetings. Thank you for having me again.
Is there anybody else? Thank you, Dominica. Is there anybody else we may have missed today? No? All right. Well, thank you. Enjoy the program. Welcome, everyone.
So thanks everyone for being here. This is Boulder Rotary, the best place to be on a Friday afternoon. Whether you're here in the room, on Zoom, I believe there are 27 people attending the multi-access virtual way today. There we go. So we are accomplishing a goal that we set out to accomplish, and that's really make our meetings accessible to a wide variety of people, no matter where they are. And so far, so good. So thank you all. Announcements for today. The first thing I want to say is don't forget about tonight's happy hour. It's at the Museum of Boulder on the rooftop. There will be libations and food and music. We will have exhibits open to everybody, all the exhibits, including the brand new E-Town exhibit, which is new to the museum. There's going to be a scavenger hunt. There's going to be an opportunity for anyone to buy reduced membership levels at the museum tonight. So far we have roughly 50 plus. So there's going to be a good turnout tonight on the roof. It's supposed to be a wonderful night. I had the meteorologist hold the rain a little bit, so I think we should be good. It's not just for Rotarians. For our guests here today, if you guys want to attend as well, we are inviting anyone to attend this event. It should be fun, and there is a link in the rib to register now and to buy tickets. We will have some people at the door that show up. It's an additional $5 at the door, $10 online. Wine to Water. Anne Marie still needs people to become table captains, to drive people from the parking lot up to her house. I know there are some Italian wine fans out here. There has to be. She needs somebody specifically to run Italy, so please consider volunteering for that as well. The last thing I would say in terms of announcements, bringing this back to baseball for a minute, Sunday, September the 26th is Rotary Day at the Rockies. I know that we have enough people in the district already to have signed up and purchased tickets that DG Ray Anderson will be on the field. He will be doing some sort of presentation because the turnout already is so high. It's a Sunday game, 1 p.m., $28, lower level seating, and I believe the Giants are leading the division, so there's a chance to see some good baseball there. I think that's it with announcements. Nancy Chidden-Wagner at the Web in Las Vegas. Do we have a membership moment?
Yes, we do. Thank you very much, Lori. That was wonderful about the Museum of Boulder, and I will visit one day. All right, so membership moment for today is going to be live from Boulder JCC, and that will be Pamela Hayek. Are you there, Pamela? Can you test your mic?
I'm here.
Wonderful. All right. So, Pamela has been a member with Boulder Rotary Club since March of 2008, 13 years. Her sponsor is Jean Bedell. Pam was born and raised on a small ranch in rural Colorado on the western slope. She received a BA from CU in speech pathology and audiology. Pam worked in the public school system in the Chicago area. When she returned to Colorado to pursue her master's, she received from UNC in speech pathology and therefore worked for the Developmental Disabilities Program of Boulder County. And while there, Pam helped develop and work with the first infant stimulation team for infants with special needs developed in the state of Colorado. She taught in CU in the Communications Disorder and Speech Sciences Department for 10 years. She developed Communications Mobilize, Inc., a speech therapy private practice serving Boulder County. She also worked as a consultant for an online therapy program which was based in California. She and her husband Clyde are married for 52 years. 2 years ago, Pam and Clyde sold their house in the mountains just outside of Boulder and moved to a, quote, lock and leave place in Westminster so they could travel more. They have 1 son and 3, she says, delightful grandchildren. She enjoys playing golf and piano, not at the same time, and spending time with her children and traveling. Question number 1, Pam. All grandparents love their grandchildren. So can you tell us how involved in an issue that's dear in your heart pertaining to your grandkids?
Oh, I think maybe you're asking about my grandson who has type 1 diabetes. He was diagnosed with type 1 at the ripe old age of 3. And 2 years ago, because of the due diligence of his family, he was asked to be included in a research program for developing a special kind of insulin pump for the FDA.
Mhm.
And they were living in Texas, and they are in the process of moving back to Colorado, so they are staying with us. So that's why you see me in a mask all the time. I have to follow the guidelines for the FDA research project. And I'm glad to be able to be here today, but I do have to keep my distance and I do have to wear my mask.
Thank you, Pam. And moving along, you said you like to travel. So what is your favorite location so far?
Oh my goodness, Scotland.
Ah, and
They
why?
play golf in Scotland.
Especially in the green pastures, right? There you go.
And the excitement of what to do, trying to figure out what to do when you get to the green and there's a herd of sheep sitting on there.
My last question for you, Pam, is can you tell us how are you recruited by Boulder Rotary and how has it impacted your life?
I will have to say that I have a lot of respect for my sponsor, Jean Bedell. Three things happened kind of at once. Jean Bedell had been after me for 10 years saying, you need to join Boulder Rotary. Would you consider joining Boulder Rotary? And finally, she walked up to me one day and said, I'm not going to ask you anymore. If you don't join now, you're on your own. And that was the first thing that happened. Then I happened to be in Ciudad Monte, Mexico with the medical team, and we were in a discussion about things happening in the world. And ironically enough, Dr. Dick Bedell made the comment that if ever there was to be world peace, it would be through some organization like Rotary. And I'm thinking, gee, maybe I should consider signing on the dotted line and joining. Then less than a month later, I was back in Monte because Boulder Rotary and Sister City had joined to get special needs equipment for a school down there. And they said I needed to sign for Rotary. And I said, not a member of Rotary, I can't sign for them. And they had a little discussion, and then they said, no, you need to sign. We need to have a signature on this before we turn it back into our government. And I said, but I can't, I'm not a Boulder Rotarian. And so one of the ladies walked over and she put her hand over the piece of paper that said representative of Boulder Rotary. And so the only thing visible was the line. And she said, okay, now you better sign. And so I signed it and I thought, you know what? I think the stars are in alignment here. I better join Boulder Rotary. And it's been one of the most wonderful decisions I ever made.
Thank you, Pam, and thank you so much for being there with the Boulder JCC. And now people know a little bit more about you. So we appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you for doing my first hybrid guest here, live and in Las Vegas at the same time. Awesome.
On Friday the 13th.
Well done, Nancy. That was great. And thank
Back
you,
to you.
Pam, for all you do for literacy and especially for being such a great journaling partner with my son. Dr. George Russell, birthdays.
Hello? I know what's been bothering everybody in this room, what to get me for my birthday. I don't want to taint it, but you can just give me your money. Actually, I thought I'd do a poem. I was at a fundraiser in my hometown performing, and a high school friend of mine came up and made this statement to me. There ain't no money in poetry, he smirked, as if he thought that were clever or funny. That's okay with me, I said. There ain't no money in poetry. I write it because I have a story or a thought I'd like to say, and the choosing of each word is like a step along the way, like forging a trail through the forest where no one else has been, and you choose each step and direction until you reach the end. At the end of your journey, you sit back and rest for a while, and maybe someone else will follow your tracks and wind up with a smile. So it's not about the money. It's the journey, don't you see? If I can make you think or smile, that's reason enough for me. But it could be about the money. I'll have the lawman take a look-see, because you certainly spent some money unless you stole my CD. Thank you. Everybody have a happy birthday. Be sure and sit at the birthday table.
And happy birthday to you, George. And thanks for all you do. Fred, can we roll the videotape?
Boulder Rotary Update is created by the three amigos, Fred Hall, Cassidy Murphy, and me. But sadly, Fred Hall decided to go on vacation this week, so you're not going to see any highfalutin graphics as we see what the brew would look like without the technical genius of Rotarian of the Year, Fred Hall. Do you remember last week when I got you all excited about the Caring Committee meeting this coming Monday? I'm sorry, completely my fault. It was actually the membership committee this Monday, 4 to 5:30 via the Zoom link in this week's rib. Cassidy, can I have the graphics? This right here is what the club will look like if we have lots of new members. If you don't want to have fun, that's one thing, but this membership committee, this is what they want for our club. Be a part of it. Monday, 4 o'clock. We pride ourselves here at the Boulder Rotary Update with our hard-hitting interviews. Today's interview is with Lori Preston, Executive Director of the Museum of Boulder. Are you ready, Lori? Okay.
Yes.
Is it true that the Museum of Boulder is awesome?
Yes.
Is it true that in addition to some wine and food, that Rotarians will be able to see the awesome exhibits at the Museum of Boulder?
Yes.
Is it true that if they go tonight, they will have an awesome time?
Yes.
Well, you heard it right there. Hard-hitting news. Details right there on your screen. See you tonight. Later on this month, Wine to Water fundraiser at Anne Marie Reeder's house, 5 p.m., August 28th. Proceeds to benefit the water projects and other good works of the club. Don't forget, wine to water. See you there. Next week's program is Rudy Mick, owner of the Mick Companies, which has worked with organizations in a wide range of industries to help them develop value and purpose-driven hiring processes. Hiring is more than just the people you bring on board. It's also about the people and culture that already exist. He will talk about the relationship between both through the lens of the current labor crisis. Next Friday. I don't think any of us want this experience repeated, so thank goodness Rotarian of the Year Fred Hall is coming back next week. So in the meantime, let's all get ready. Have a great weekend.
Woo!
Mike just arrived direct from an In Excess video. For those of you who know, you know, but that was that right there. And also, Mike, I hate to tell you, but the membership meeting is actually moved to the following Monday. I'm not kidding about that. It's actually moved to the following Monday. Jeannie and Ben should have sent out an invite for that as well. That's the meeting. I'd like to run the credits here. Thank you, Marty Evans, for being our past president greeter. Thanks to Kathy and Judy for manning the desk. Thanks to Fred and Lynn for the meeting management work that you guys always do. And thanks to Brian for the FourWay Test and the pledge and filling in for Shoeless Joe Jackson. Thanks, Lori. Thanks, NCW. Thank you, Dr. George Russell. Thanks to the three amigos and the brew. And I'd like to extend an extra thanks to Bill Anderson for winning something else in the club. So thanks to you all for all you do to change lives.